Well, hello there, and welcome to today. Ah, Today, we are discussing how I constantly learn things as a product manager and former business intelligence slash GIS analyst. Okay, so we have our trusty Elmo in the corner to provide some light-hearted entertainment forward slash morale support. I don't know where my dog is, but she'll probably come and say hello as well. Yeah, so today we will be discussing the 5 ways that I have discovered that are really efficient for me to learn. And yeah, but before we get into it, let's do a bit of a library book haul because one of the key things for learning is not just to be on courses or submerging yourself within articles or things, but also reading widely. So we have The Book of Why by Judea Pearl. The New Science of Cause and Effect. I think this is going to be pretty cool. I've been reading a lot about causation versus correlation, thanks to just the advent of machine learning and how that influences like correlation and causation and just the way it's used in life. There's been quite a few books on it, um, from like the Black Swan, which mentions it, and other things as well, right through to the book I'm currently reading, which is Calling Bull. Yeah, very interesting topic. Then Raj Patel's Stuffed and Starved, basically about politics of food. Thought that would be cool. Terry Pratchett's Unseen Academicals, just because I like the Discworld novels. Another novel, this is M.C. Beaton, never heard of her before, but it's Agatha Raisin and the Witch's Tree. Yeah, sounds fun. And then this is The Invisible Cure, Africa, the West, and the Fight Against AIDS. Apparently, this is a medical researcher who wrote about the AIDS virus and things like that, and why it's so prevalent in Africa versus, elsewhere. And then this is Feminist Fight Club, and considering how big Fight Club is with young men, I think a feminist fight club should do well, or us well. Why am I doing a library book haul? Well, for starters, I am not a huge fan of haul videos, but I think that we should be using more of our libraries and other public resources to their fullest abilities. So, yeah, let's make going to the library a trend. And the best part is, if you really don't enjoy a book, you don't have to feel guilty about having to spend the money on it just to discover you didn't like it. It's like when you go to a restaurant or something and then you have food and then it doesn't taste very good and then you're kind of irritated because you don't have to pay for food that doesn't taste very good, or you have paid for food that doesn't taste very good. When it's with a library and you don't like the book, you can just hand it back. But if you've bought the book, it's kind of like, and then you either need to give it to someone or you have to donate it to the library or like to some other charity or something. But yeah, let's get into it now. Tip number 1. I've had great mentors and invaluable relationships with colleagues that have really helped me to move into the positions I've wanted to be in. So I honestly think that your mentors and the people around you are very important. So once you have decided that you want to learn a particular skill or grow in a particular area, make sure that you ask for help and let people know, because there may be a job opening, there may be something that you can apply for, or they may just be able to provide you with guidance where to start learning how to move into it. And they could give you insight and feedback into how you are progressing. I can honestly say that mentorship has been one of the key ways that I have leveled up, and it is part of the reason why I started the Cape Town Data Dragons, to share my learnings and better assist others to come into analytics who may not have access to the mentorship opportunities that I have had. So, what are some ways that you could do this? Number 1, by joining the online Cape Town Data Dragons meetups or other meetups in your area, but they will be less cool. Just saying. And yeah, if you are working at an organization or a startup that has business intelligence or data analytics stuff or whatever type of thing that you're into, then try speaking to these employees and asking for help or hints or If you can, be a part of some of their meetings or things like that, that would be cool. Then, number two, identify what are the key things that you actually need to learn. So, for example, when I discovered I had a passion for data, but didn't have as strong of an interest in coding, software applications, I knew the path that I need to focus on was more data focused and like analytics and things like that. So, before I actually went and spent any money on like coding courses, certificates, anything like that, I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time looking at various course outlines, certifications, and this really is key, job descriptions online. This allowed me to identify the key skills such as proficiency with spreadsheet programs, knowledge of SQL and Python, and then R depending on what industry you're in, and then understanding how to interact with geospatial programs such as ArcGIS, as well as how to build client facing dashboards in Power BI or Google Data Studio. Now, as I consider my future milestones for my career, I do the same thing. I look forwards and try to establish what key hard and soft skills I need to improve upon so that I can best prepare myself for the future. Cool. Now that you know the what, we need to prepare the how. So, books, articles, courses via platforms like Udacity, Coursera, or Udemy, and don't forget Free Code Camp, which is a non-profit platform where you can do all these different coding courses and all these different um, avenues for free. And the certificates are verifiable and completely credible. Okay. And then you need to go and learn projects. So project-based learning is a fantastic way to go because you learn, or rather you spend a sufficient time learning about X, and then you throw yourself into an assignment to really test and apply your understanding of that knowledge. And then once you have completed it, you have something to show in your portfolio and use as a discussion point in potential interviews. I really cannot stress enough the need to have projects that apply the knowledge you are gaining so that you can cement the work within your mind. And it's just always cool to have something to talk about within interviews. Cool. So, number four, always be learning. I have built in time into my weekly work schedule to read up on new things happening in South Africa, in the industry I work in, as well as on the technologies for me and my development teams use. I also have a continuous commitment to exposing myself to new ideas, new ways of doing things, as well as revisiting old concepts. In a way, this is a bit easier for me because I run a data analytics focused meetups and have this YouTube channel, so I need to keep learning to keep providing insight, but it is also a life philosophy. I have found it important to devote at least 25 minutes per day to learning new things, and this is manageable. For me, anyway. I don't know how this will look for you. You would need to figure that out. But I do encourage you to make learning not a faraway goal, but a daily practice so that you are continually submerged in your chosen pursuit. Number five, I have the right mindset. So, when I had an injury a few years ago, I gave up my first love of ballroom and Latin American dancing because of how afraid I was of aggravating that injury again. Um, it was hard to choose different dance styles and pick up other forms of exercise. It was hard to be a beginner. It was especially hard to openly suck at something as an adult. Now that I am much better at my chosen physical pursuits, if I say so myself, I can honestly say that firstly, we need to normalize starting over again and being a beginner past childhood. And secondly, I could also say that having a growth mindset is crucial in the learning journey because at some point, everyone is going to be bad at something. So, yes, those are the five key tips of how I continuously learn new things. And I really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more. It really helps me out. I will see you in the next video. Bye.